So next topic ఏంటంటే previous class we had discussed about the how to launch a web server using Windows EC2 and Linux EC2. Linux EC2.
Is it?
Okay. So what we had discussed in previous class?
How to
How
deploy
to launch the Windows web server and
Linux web server?
Linux
How to
EC2. And today's class we're going to discuss about the how to launch how to launch web server using the script. Generally in IT industry there will be thing is there in automation, that is known as automation. Suppose I have a server is there, suppose that is application running on the server. I want to take a backup of an application or data. I want to take the backup. The bucket supposed to be take at the time of early morning 12 a.m. Every day I need to take the backup at 12 a.m. But the thing is there, Saturday, Sunday I will not there because Saturday, Sunday is the holiday for me. Then what happens if the person is not there and suppose I forgot to take the backup? So there will be problem with it. Instead of that, automatically system will take the backup. If you write a script, that will automate the task. Which task? Suppose I want to take the backup at early morning 12 a.m. When you write down a script, and the script will automatically take the backup at specific time. Like I want to restart a computer or restart a server system at every 1 week at Saturday at 12 a.m. If you write a script, the script automatically restart the computer. So another example is there. I want to create a user. So generally you create a user. If you want to create a user, single user, you will create a user, but no problem. You can easily create a single user. Suppose the task is like 1,000 users need to create or 10,000 users need to create. It is very difficult and takes more time, need more administrative tasks to create a more number of users, like 1,000 users, 10,000 users and lakh users. Then what we need to write down, we'll write down a script. The script will automate and create a n number of users. Whatever the users you want, that number of users will be created with the script. The script will automate the task. Here also we are going to automate the web server by using the script. To automation for the Linux server, to automate Linux server, we need what? Linux server, we need shell scripting. What is that? For Linux server, we need what? Shell scripting.
Shell scripting.
That's shell scripting. See this. Okay. What is the shell script? If you see this in Wikipedia, okay. A shell script is a computer program. Shell script is a computer program designed by run by the Unix shell. It is a command line interpreter. Okay. Here the script helps set up the environment, runs the program, does not need any cleanup or logging frame. To automate the task, we need to write down what? Shell scripting. In Linux, what does shell scripting do? Shell scripting, by writing the shell script, we can automate the repetitive task. See this. So here, what is this? Shell scripting is a powerful tool commonly used across the industries to automate the task. Our solution are increase the efficiency. When you write down the script, whatever the task you want to do, that shell script will execute and the task will be executed, automatically executed by the shell scripting. Understand? Okay. So whereas in
Yes.
Windows, we use PowerShell script. We use what? PowerShell script.
PowerShell script.
PowerShell script is also like a shell scripting. It is also automated task for the Windows. See this. అర్థమవుతుందా? హలో హలో హలో.
అర్థమవుతుంది సార్. అర్థమవుతుంది సార్. హలో.
So here, so what is the PowerShell script? PowerShell script allows to automate a task and manage the system. Whereas to automation for Linux servers, which scripting we use?
Shell script.
Whereas to automate the Windows server, we need which script?
PowerShell
script. With the help of scripting, we can do the automation. Okay, with the help of, we'll write down a single command, it will do the automation. Understood? For Windows. Here, in the previous class, I created a Windows web server. I created one web server on the Linux, on top of the Linux server. What are the steps I perform during the web server? During web server, what I did? Yeah. What are the things I did? Here I created one EC2. Then after creating the EC2, I logged into the EC2. I logged into the EC2 with the help of the key pair.
Key pair.
After logging to the EC2, I just enter the root command to log into the root. After that, I updated a operating system. Update operating system. Then I install the web server configuration. Install Apache server configuration by typing the install httpd. So then I restarted the service. And I deployed the web pages. Here, this service, all this thing I typed manually and I did manually only. All the things manually type. Okay. This thing I want to do the automate. This thing I need to automate. This thing I need to automate. So to automate here, first we need to write down the shell script. Okay. Here I have a shell script. If you observe this shell script, when you're writing a program for HTML or to script for HTML, it will the HTML starting tag and the HTML ending tag. When you're writing the C program, you will write like include stdio.h, conio.h. Here also, when you're writing the shell script, you need to write down this one. That is the bin bash. So I am telling to the compiler that this is a shell script. How will you know the compiler will know this is a shell script? By writing this one. Here what? So here is the hash *stick. Here bin bash. So ఇది రాయాలి. ఇది రాస్తేనే ఏమవుతుంది? షెల్ స్క్రిప్ట్ అని అర్థం అవుతుంది ఎవరికి? సిస్టమ్. ఓకే. Yeah, this is known as the shebang. What is that? This is known as what? Shebang. Always shell script start with the shebang. Okay? Shebang. Understood? What is that? Shebang. Always script start with what? Shebang. What is that? Shebang. Okay. So to know that exclamation mark the shebang is a character sequence, consists of characters, also known as sharp as exclamation mark. Shebang. Okay. The first line of the shell script always have a what?
Shebang.
Is that shebang? Here also having a shebang. Then what are the commands you need to automate? I just write down the command. First it will log into the root. Then it will update the operating system. Then it will install the Apache HTTP server. then it will start the service of the HTTPD. So then echo means this is a print statement, this is HTML print statement, it will be redirected, nothing but copied. Here greater than is there, it will be copied into the this location. Okay, this location, this need to be copied, this location, this to be copied. This is the script, this is the script. I just copy the script, I just copy the script here, just copy the script here. Here we're going to create an EC2 machine. We're going to create an EC2 machine and automate the web server. Automate the web server. You don't need to log into the instance. You don't need to add the services. We don't need to restart the services. Everything will automate the shell script. Shell script will automate the everything. Understood? Here I just go to the
Okay.
instance here. Go to the launch instance. Okay, I just give the name as Windows. You can give any name. For this one, I'll just give the Linux first. I will take. Then after that, Windows will be taken. So Linux automate. Then I select Amazon Linux. So here, instance type is T2 micro. I will take the old key pair. Will take the old key pair. Or else you can create a new key pair. So I don't change any network setting. Here I allow the HTTP traffic and HTTP traffic to access the web server. To access the web server, we need to allow these services. So if you won't allow these services for the web server, you won't access. So then I allowed here because we are using the web server. We are using the web server. Just scroll down here, click on the advanced details. At the bottom, last bottom, we have a one box is there. So we have Azure data under this box is there. We need to paste this script. We need to paste this script. That's all. Same thing is there. Only one thing we need to change is under the advanced details, we need to add the script. Whenever you add the script, so this automatically this EC2 will add the web server service and start. So automatically automate this one and start the web server. Start the web server. You don't need to run all this command. You don't need to run this all commands manually. It will automatic. It will automate easily. So within the less time with no administrative task, it will automate. And the output of this one, this is the one HTML page. This is the welcome to Data Pro website. Understood? And just click on the launch instance. Click on the launch instance.
So ఒకవేళ అది large piece of code అయితే hello
So here, how will you access the web server?
hello
How will you access the web server? వినిపించట్లేదా?
వినిపిస్తుంది సార్ నేను
How
అంటుంది
will
ఇప్పుడు
you access the web server? వెబ్ సర్వర్ని ఎలా యాక్సెస్ చేస్తారు?
ఆ ఐపీ అడ్రస్ కాపీ చేసుకున్న ఇన్స్టెన్స్ నుంచి అది
ఎలా వినిపించట్లేదు.
హలో
చెప్పండి.
ఆ ఐపీ అడ్రస్ ఇన్స్టెన్స్ యొక్క ఐపీ అడ్రస్ కాపీ చేసుకొని రన్ చేస్తాం.
DNS server, DNS default.
అదే
So I just go to the
public
public
IP
address
address
and paste it. So now the output is now. I had not logged into the instance. I had not installed any web server services. I had not done anything. Everything will be done by the script. Script automatically run. Script install the web server service. Script restarted the service, and the script already had given one HTML statement. So this HTML statement is copied to the folder /vir/ww/html, and the output is there. Understood?
అదే సార్ అర్థమైంది సార్. ఒకవేళ అది లార్జ్ పీస్ ఆఫ్ కోడ్ అయితే
ఇది
ఇక్కడైతే మనం
Code we can't do. Code we need to do is what code we need to copy. We log in into the and we need to copy. Okay. Here this service only we can restart. Data we can't copy. Okay.
ఓకే. అంటే ఇప్పుడు నార్మల్‌గా కొన్ని వర్క్స్‌ని ఆటోమేట్ చేస్తారు కదా!
Edit.
మీరన్నట్టు
What is that?
ఇప్పుడు మీరన్నట్టు కొన్ని సర్వీసెస్ గానీ, కొన్ని టాస్క్స్ గానీ ఏమైనా ఉంటాయో అవన్నీ
ఏ
ఆటోమేట్
సర్వీస్ ఏ టాస్క్ ఉందో దానికి సంబంధించిన సెల్ స్క్రిప్ట్ రాస్తే అది ఆటోమేట్ అయిపోయింది. సెల్ స్క్రిప్టింగ్ రావాలి దానికి. అర్థమైందా?
ఓకే. ఓకే.
So you write down the search script which task you need to automate. Anything can be automated. Which service, which task you need to automate. Then we need to write down. You need to write down a shell script. Then after writing the shell script, it will automate. Understand? This is an example. How will you automate the by using the webserver using the shell script? Okay.
ఓకే.
Understand? So this is the thing. How you create the web server using the cloud init script. So I'll just copy here this script to you and send to you. Script is sent to you. Okay. So then this time we're going to use the PowerShell script. Okay. This time we're going to use the what?
PowerShell script.
So what is the PowerShell script?
To it is used in
to
running that
automate the
Windows.
Windows service. Suppose I want to automate a service or to run anything, I use PowerShell script in the Windows. Whereas in the Linux, use the shell script. Here also, I do the same thing. Go to the launch instance. We're going to create a Windows instance. Create a Windows instance.
Okay.
Okay. I just give the name as a Windows Automate. Windows Automate. Here I selected a Windows.
సార్ మిగతా కూడా వాడొచ్చా? మ్యాక్ ఓఎస్, ఉబుంటు, సూసి?
ఆడుకోండి, డబ్బులు ఉంటే మీరు అలాగే ఆడుకోండి, ఏది కావాలంటే అది వాడుకోండి. ఎవరు కాదంటారు మిమ్మల్ని? మీకు బిల్ కట్టుకుంటా ఆడుకోండి, ఏదైనా వాడుకోండి. ఓకేనా?
ఓకే సార్. బట్ స్క్రిప్టింగ్ సేమ్ ఉంటుందా అన్నిటికీ?
స్క్రిప్టింగ్ వేరేగా ఉంటుందండి అది.
సో అది మనం తీసుకున్న ఇన్స్టెన్స్ బట్టి మారిపోతుంది అనమాట స్క్రిప్టింగ్ అయితే.
లైనెక్స్ అయితే సెల్ ఉంటుందండి. అసలు మ్యాక్ అనేది సర్వర్స్ యూజ్ చేయరు. మ్యాక్ సర్వర్స్ ఉండవు.
ఓకే.
ఓన్లీ ఉండేది లినక్స్ సర్వర్స్, విండోస్ సర్వర్స్ ఉంది. మ్యాక్ అనేది
ఓకే.
డెస్క్టాప్ ఆపరేటింగ్ సిస్టమ్ అండి, అది సర్వర్ ఆపరేటింగ్ సిస్టమ్ కాదు అది. దాంట్లో ఇవన్నీ రన్ అవ్వవు మీకు.
ఓకే. ఓకే.
సర్వర్స్ ఉండవండి. యూ డోంట్ హ్యావ్ ఎనీ సర్వర్స్ మ్యాక్. ఓన్లీ యూ హ్యావ్ ఎ లినక్స్ సర్వర్. లినక్స్ సర్వర్స్ ఉంటాయి, మిగిలినవి విండోస్ సర్వర్స్ ఉండవు. రెండో ఉంటాయి, ఇంకేం ఉండవు. మ్యాక్ అంటే ఏంటంటే డెస్క్టాప్ ఆపరేటింగ్ సిస్టమ్, అది యాజ్ అ డెస్క్టాప్ లాగా యూజ్ చేసుకోవచ్చు దాన్ని. ఓకే, మిగిలినవన్నీ మీకు ప్రైస్ కట్టాల్సి వస్తుంది. ఏది కావాలంటే అది యూజ్ చేసుకోండి, బట్ యూ నీడ్ టు హై మనీ కట్టాల్సి వస్తుంది. ఓకే, ఇఫ్ యూ సెలెక్ట్ దిస్ మ్యాక్ యూ నీడ్ టు పే దిస్ మనీ. సో దే హ్యావ్ ఏ డబ్బులు కట్టాలి. సో ఏదైనా ఫ్రీ టైర్లను మాత్రమే సెలెక్ట్ చేసుకోవాలండి, మిగిలినవన్నీ సెలెక్ట్ చేసుకోకూడదు. మిగిలినవి సెలెక్ట్ చేసుకుంటే విల్ గెట్ ఏ హ్యూజ్ అమౌంట్, బిల్ హెవీగా కట్టాల్సి వస్తుంది మీరు. ఓకేనా?
ఓకే. ఓకే.
ఏది ఫ్రీ టైర్లో లేకుండా ఏది సెలెక్ట్ చేసుకున్నా మీరు హెవీ అమౌంట్ పే చేయాల్సి వస్తుంది మీరు. ఓకే, సో ప్రొడక్షన్లో అయితే వాళ్ళు పెట్టుకుంటారు. ఇది ప్రొడక్షన్ కాదు, ఇది ఇస్ నాట్ ఎ ప్రొడక్షన్, విత్ జస్ట్ ప్రాక్టీసింగ్ హియర్. దట్స్ వై విల్ యూజింగ్ ఫ్రీ టైర్ ఓన్లీ. సపోజ్ యూ ఆర్ యూజింగ్ ద ప్రొడక్షన్, ఇట్ ఈస్ మ్యాండేట్ టు సెలెక్ట్ ద type of instance, RAM, all this thing. So I selected Windows Server 2022. I selected a same thing here, EB25 pre-world key, and here I allow the HTTPS and HT traffic. Then what we need to do?
We need to go down and
Go to
mention this advanced details and mention
advanced
this.
details. Scroll down. You have user data is there. On this one, you have a script. That is the, these scripts you can download from the internet. So there will be there, no need to like, I need to remember, you don't need to remember these scripts, you can download from the internet. Okay, no issue. So you can directly download from the Microsoft. Okay, you can download the this shell script directly from PowerShell script from the directly from the internet, from the Microsoft website also. Understood?
Okay.
Okay. These are the syntaxes. Here I had open a syntax here. This is for the PowerShell script. PowerShell script. This is the PowerShell script. The PowerShell will start with the ending PowerShell and starting with PowerShell, ending with PowerShell. So we need this command. This command will install the IAS Webserver. Install the what? IAS Webserver. And in this one I just added one script that is which will display the data training instrument. Okay. So now this will add automatically the service. If you, this automatically install the role of the web server and automate. In generally, it takes 7 to 8 minutes, and first we need to log into the instance, Windows EC2 instance. After it will take 4 minutes at least to log into Windows instance. Then how will you do install the web server? In the Windows, I want to run the web server. Which service we need to add? How will you run the Windows web server? Suppose I want to make Windows operating system, Windows EC2 as a web server. Which service I need to install? ఏ సర్వీస్ ఇన్స్టాల్ చేయాలా? విండోస్ వెబ్ సర్వర్ చేయాలంటే ఏ సర్వీస్ని కానీ రోల్ని కానీ యాడ్ చేయాలి? ఏ రోల్ని యాడ్ చేయాలి? ఏమండి ఏ రోల్ యాడ్ చేయాలి? వెబ్ సర్వర్ చేయాలంటే ఏ రోల్ యాడ్ చేయాలి విండోస్లో? ఎలా ఇన్స్టాల్ చేస్తారు చెప్పండి నాకు విండోస్ వెబ్ సర్వర్ని. ప్రాక్టీస్ చేశారా మీరు? మీరు ప్రాక్టీస్ చేసుకుంటేనే వస్తుంది, మేము చెప్పుకుంటూ వెళ్ళిపోతుంటుంది. ఏ రోజు కాదు ప్రాక్టీస్ చేసి కరెక్ట్ చేస్తే వస్తుంది మీకు. ఇవన్నీ చిన్న ల్యాబులు. ఓకే, చిన్న ల్యాబులు గుర్తుపెట్టుకోకుండా మళ్ళీ ఇలా చేసుకుంటూ అలా బ్రాక్ చేసుకుంటే వచ్చేవన్నీ కూడా చాలా పెద్దవి ఉంటాయి, 30-40 మినిట్స్ ఉంటాయి. అది మీరు చేసుకుంటే మీకు వస్తుంది, లేదంటే లేదు, మీ ఇష్టం. ఓకేనా? ఏం చేయాలా? విండోస్ వెబ్ సర్వర్లో ఐఏఎస్ ఇన్స్టాల్ చేయాలా, లాగిన్ అయ్యి యాడ్ రూల్స్ని యాడ్ చేయాలి. కరెక్టేనా? గో టు ద సర్వర్ మేనేజర్, యాడ్ రూల్స్ అండ్ యాడ్ ద వెబ్ సర్వర్ రోల్ని యాడ్ చేయాలి. అది మన వెబ్ సర్వర్ రోల్ ఇవన్నీ యాడ్ చేయకుండా ఆటోమేటిక్గా ఇదేం చేస్తుంది, స్క్రిప్ట్ ఆ రోల్ని యాడ్ చేసి ఆ స్క్రిప్ట్ రన్ చేస్తాం. ఎవరు? పవర్షెల్ స్క్రిప్ట్. మీరు లాగిన్ అవ్వాల్సిన అవసరం లేదు. యూ డోంట్ నీడ్ టు లాగిన్ టు ద విండోస్ ఇన్స్టాన్స్. ఇట్ విల్ బి డైరెక్ట్లీ the script will be run. Understand? Script will run and script will install the which service? IaaS service. IaaS, Internet Information Service, which provide the web services for the which one? For Windows. For Windows, IaaS. For Linux, Apache HTTP server, Nginx, Light HTTPD. These are the web server for the Apache template. These are the service for the, this is for the web server for the Linux. For Windows, we have only which one? IaaS. So here, this is the instance is there. Because Windows instance will take some time. So we need to wait for some time. At least you need to wait for 2 to 4 minutes. After 2 to 4 minutes only you can get the output. Because Windows, to run the script, it takes some time. To run the PowerShell script background, it takes some time to run the script. We need to wait at least 4 minutes only. After 4 minutes only you can get the output. Here this is the Windows instance. Here copy the public IP address and paste here. So I told you that it takes time. So we need to wait. Need to wait. In the background, to run the PowerShell script, it takes some time. Take some time.
Sometime.
Because Windows takes time to run the script. Okay.
Okay.
So these to automate the which one? Windows Web Server and the Linux Web Server. For Linux Web Server, I done a automation by using the shell scripting. Whereas for Windows Web Server, I had used a PowerShell script. PowerShell script. Shell scripting and PowerShell scripting both are used to automate the task and the services. Understood? It will
Okay.
automate the task. By using the scripting, we can easily automate the task. Again, I just refresh. It takes time. Okay. That is to
Okay.
automation the Windows Web Server. Windows Web Server.
Mm-hmm.
So what are the things we had covered in the EC2? So we'll move to the other part. We'll move to the other part that is called EBS. So what are the things we had learned here? First
How
thing,
to
how to create a Windows EC2. How to create a,
Windows EC2.
then how to create a Linux EC2. Create a Linux EC2.
EC2.
So how will you connect a Windows EC2 and a Linux EC2? Then how will you launch the Windows Web Server? How will you launch the Windows
Windows
Web Server?
Web Server.
Then we have learned how to launch the Linux Web Server. The next topic is automation of the Linux Web Server and the Windows Web Server. So these are the things are there. The next topic we are going to learn about the next topic or service is known as the EBS. What is that?
EBS.
Okay. EBS. What is that? EBS. And this script I will send to you. You can check in our WhatsApp. I sent a script to you.
Okay.
Wait, it will show the output. Okay.
Okay.
Now successfully launched the web server. We automated the web server.
Okay.
Understand? And
Mhm.
wait for time. When you create a Windows instance by using the PowerShell script, wait for some time. Don't be hurry like I don't get any output. Wait for some time. Okay, like 4 minutes or 6 minutes. Then only you can get the output. For Linux, it will run within the 30 seconds or 1 minute because Linux is more fast compared to the Windows servers. Linux servers are more fast, more having very good efficiency compared to the Linux uses very less resources, less bandwidth, everything is less and very fast compared to the Windows server. That's why most of the production servers are Linux, not the Windows. Most of the production servers are Linux.
Linux.
So only enterprise servers, all business they use, most of the servers are the Linux. Very less number of servers are used by the Windows. Okay, done. This is the thing.
Okay.
Okay, done. So next thing is there, before going to learn about the EBS volumes, I will tell you the another thing is there. Suppose I have Windows instance is there. Okay, so I created a Windows EC2 instance. So defaultly, the key will be generated by the AWS, and the key is stored in my local computer. Key is stored in the local computer. With the help of the key only, you can log into the Windows instance. With the help of the key only, you can log into the Windows instance. So the default user is administrator. What is that? What is the default user for Windows? Administrator.
Administrator.
So with the administrator, the default key only, you can log into the Windows EC2. So here I can customize, I can create a user. I can create a user, and with the customizer user you can log into the Windows instance. Understand? So this is defaultly created by the administrator, by default created by the EC2. But you can create your own user. You can create your own user. You can log in by using your own username. Understand? You can create a own user, and with your own user you can log into the Windows instance. Okay?
Okay.
So here already having a Windows instance is there, which is created. So I am going to connect to the Windows instance. I am going to connect to the Windows instance. Okay. So the password, and this is the default one. Okay. And username is default one. How will you connect this one? Go to the connect. Go to the RDP client. Get the password. And the password is what? Here UB25. Selected here. Decrypt password. And this password is the default password. And go to the remote desktop. Copy it here. And log into the remote desktop. Connect here. Here. Paste. Okay. Now successfully connected to the Windows instance. Connected to the Windows instance.
Windows instance.
Then here, yes. So by the default I logged as administrator. My task is to create a user, my user, my own user. I am going to log into my own user. Understand? I don't want to log in as administrator. I create my own user, and I log into with the help of own username. Understand? Instead of the default administrator. Okay?
Okay.
So now this instance is launched. Once instance is launched, here to create a user, first we need to add this PC icon. For this one, go to the personalize. In this one, select the themes icon. Under the themes, we have a desktop settings of it. So desktop icon settings. In this one, I add my computer. Thus, I will add the computer. Understood?
Okay.
So now this is the computer, this PC. For this one, I will going to create a customized user. What is that?
Customized user.
So go to this PC, manage. So under the tools, go to the server manager. See this. Either I can go for the server manager, or else I can right click here, manage. Here, manage. Right click on this PC, click on the manage. Click on the manage. Click on the manage. So then go to the tools here. Go to the computer management. Go to the computer management.
Computer management.
Go to the computer management. So here my task is what? What is my task here?
To customize, create a customized
To create
user.
the custom user for Windows. We can create the custom user for Linux also. To create the custom user, After creating the custom user, with the help of the custom user, we're going to log in into the Windows system. I want to log in into the Windows server as a custom user, not the default user. Understood?
Okay.
So here, what are the things we need to do here? What? First,
Click
we'll go to
on
the this PC. Go to
manage.
the manage. Go to the manage. The server manager option will be open. Then what we need to do? Click on the
Click on
tools.
tools and
Click on the computer management. Click on the computer management.
computer management.
It will open the local users and group console. It will open the local users and group. Here, when you click on the local users and group, we have users are there. We have users are there. So already one administrator account is there, that was automatically created. This is an administrator account which is created. Okay.
Okay.
Here I want to create a custom user. So right click here. Right click here, click on new user, and I will give the name of my name here, Javed. Okay, Javed, and I'll use the password. Okay, I need to type the complex password. I need to type the complex password. So we need to type the complex password. Okay, so complex password, and at least 8 letters will be there. Here I just typed the complex password. Okay, so then yeah, I created a user. Okay, by the default, when you create a user doesn't have option to log into the Windows instance. When you create a user have a no provision or right to log into the VC2 instance. I created a user only. To log into EC2 instance, you need to have permission. We need to give the permission to log into EC2 instance. For that one, the user which you created, we need to give the administrator rights. When you give the administrator rights for the user only, the user may be possible to log in. If you don't give any administrative right to user, the user cannot log into Windows EC2 instance. Okay? Here how to give the administrative permissions. Here click on the Javed user, go to the properties. Here click on the member of, add here add the name as administrators. What are that? Administrators. 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 Okay. So we need to add this user as a administrator groups. Then only you can log into the Windows EC2 instance. When you create a user, you don't have a provision to log into the Windows EC2 instance. The user should have administrative rights. Here I added administrative rights. Okay, we're done. So then we're going to log in. Okay. Again we're going to log in. So with the help of what is the username? Javed. Okay. Understand? Here the desktop file is there. You don't need this password because the default password is administrator. Okay. Here go to the remote desktop. Connect here. Here click on the more choices. Click the use the different account. So what is the username? Username is Javed. And I just type the password. Okay. Now okay. Now see here. Now successfully connected to the Windows EC2 instance by using the what? Which user? Administrator user or Javed user?
Javed user.
Which user this one? Administrator user or Javed user?
Javed user.
So we can log in with other user also. Okay. Instead of our using administrator, we can create our own user. You can log into the. You don't need key here. Just you need only what? Password. Understand? You don't need any key here. You need only what? Password. Understand? Advanda?
Okay.
This is what?
Customized user
created a user, customized user, and log into the what?
profile.
Which one? Into the Windows EC2 instance. Okay? Okay.
Okay.
So then next thing is there. Next thing, before going to start the EBS, okay, tomorrow we're going to start the EBS. I will go for another session, that is another lab. All these labs are additional labs only. They are not part of your course. These are not part of your course. We don't find this one how to create a user. This is not a part of a course. But we will going to give some extra knowledge or awareness how to create this thing. Understood?
Okay, sir.
So we are learning some advanced topics. Okay. So here again, this time we're going to create a Ubuntu instance. Okay. What is that? Ubuntu instance. This time another web server we're going to create. Previously, which web server we created?
Windows.
Linux web server we created. Which Linux server we had configured or created?
Amazon.
Which Linux server?
Amazon Linux server.
I am not asking about the operating system name. I am asking about the which web server we are used in the Linux. I had explained it today also at least 4 to 5 times which server was used. Even the scripting also I had told you that I had explained you which server we use. Which server we will use? Which server? When you install the command install httpd means that which server we are going to install? Which type of web server? Name of the web server installing? Apache server అండి గుర్తుపెట్టుకోవాలి. You are not taking concentration. ఇన్ని రోజులు చెప్పిన తర్వాత కూడా అపాచే వెబ్ సర్వర్ అని కూడా చెప్పలేకుండా even the shell scripting also I had explained you. Which web server we had installed? Apache web server. Now we are going to install another web server. That is name is known as the Nginx. Okay? Nginx. Some companies use Apache, some companies use Nginx. Okay? So we are going to configure the Nginx. We are going to configure the web server on the which operating system? Ubuntu. Here I just go to this one I will delete. Okay? This one I will delete. Okay? So then we are going to launch instance. We are going to launch a Nginx web server on top of the Ubuntu operating system. Okay? Even we can install the Nginx server on top of the Apache web server also. Here we are going to install the Nginx web server on top of the which one? Ubuntu server. So here just give the name as Ubuntu Nginx. Okay? So then here select Ubuntu. I selected Ubuntu. Okay, so T2 micro same, keypair also same. I keep the keypair also same. That is the UB25 keypair. Under the network settings, you need to allow these two things. What is that? HTTP and HTTPS. I download the what? Because it is a web server. I selected which operating system? Ubuntu operating system. Then click on the launch instance. Okay. So then we are going to connect to Ubuntu server. Okay, we are going to connect the Ubuntu server. On top of Ubuntu server, we are going to run the Nginx web server. This time we are going to run the Nginx web server. Here now instance is launched. To connect the instance here, what are the things we need to do? Just refresh, it's not showing again. Here this is the Ubuntu server. How will you connect this one? Right click here, go to the connect, select the SSH client, copy this command, and go to the keypair location. So here having a keypair is there, my keypair is there. This is the keypair. This is the location of the keypair which is there in the downloads. Just right click here, click on the open git bash, and paste the command. And paste the command. Okay, and paste the command. So it will log into the Ubuntu. Log into the Ubuntu. Okay. Here by default it will be the user. What is the username here? Default username. To know the default username, type whoami. So what is the username here? Ubuntu. How will you log into the root? By typing sudo su minus log into the root. By typing sudo su, you can log into the root. Okay? How will you know the username presently logged in? Whoami.
whoami.
Which user I logged in here? Which user I logged in here? Root.
Root.
Okay. For do anything, first we need to log into the root. To log into the root, we need to type the command sudo su. Okay. Just now log into root. Then we need to update the repository. Nothing but operating system update. AMI update. To update here, type. Sorry. Here Ubuntu Linux uses apt. What is the command here? apt update -y. It will update the operating system. Update the operating system. Now, we are going to install the Nginx server. To install the Nginx server, we need to type the command apt nginx -y. It will install the Nginx web server. apt install nginx -y. Okay. So once it is installed, we need to check that service is running or not. How to check the service is running? By typing the systemctl. When you install the Nginx server, if the web server is running or not. How to check this one? Type systemctl. Okay. Here, what is the command? Service Nginx. Okay, Nginx. Just forget the command. To check how to check this service, we need to type the command that is called as systemctl. Okay. Status. Sorry.
Status.
Systemctl. Whether the service is running, type systemctl status Nginx. Okay. When you click on here, now the service is running actively. By the default, service is running. Okay. If the service is not running, then
systemctl Nginx starter.
We need to type start. Okay. If service is not running, type systemctl start Nginx. Again check that now service is running. So service, to know the service is running or not, which command we need to type here? This command.
Status.
To start the service, we need to type this command. Okay. Then what we need to do here? Go to the location. CD means chain directory. Which location? /var /ww /html. Go to the location. After going to the location /var /ww html, we need to create a small index page or web page. We are going to create a small web page. The web page, which is always the web server or first page. Web server will read the index.html file only. We need to create which file? Index.html. Okay. So then VI is the visual editor which will create a what? Visual editor which will create a so notepad, like in Windows have a notepad, sub Linux have also in VI. Here to write down the data, first we need to type escape. To write the data, then press I from the keyboard. I just pressed I. Then I'll just add the HTML tag. Welcome to Data Pro Computers. Okay. I just added a small HTML tag. in the vi editor, added this tag. Then from exit from this vi editor, first we need to, it is in insert mode, see this, first we need to press escape, then type :wq here. What I type here? :wq. So what is mean :wq? :wq means W for write, Q for quit. It will write the code, means save the code, and quit from the view editor. Enter. Here go to the instance. Here click on the instance, copy the public IP address and paste here. So now this is the output. Okay. So which server we configured? Nginx server. Which server I configured? Nginx server. So what are the commands I used? What is the commands are used? These are the commands I used. I'm sending this command to you. Okay. Keep it. Save it. Okay. Okay, understand?
Understood, sir.
Which web server I configured? Nginx.
Nginx.
So by using Nginx, I created what?
Ubuntu.
I created one web server. Understand?
Okay.
So what are the topics we are covered so far? What are the topics we are covered? Under the EC2, one service, how to create a Windows instance, how to create the Linux instance, how to create the Apache web server, how to create and run the IAS web server, and both these tasks. Next thing is both these tasks is automation. Then we created a custom user for Windows. We can create the custom user for Linux also. Okay, custom user for Windows, and we created a Nginx web server. Created what?
Nginx web server.
Nginx. Understand?
Okay.
So practice, you need to practice. Okay. So over the period of the time, the task and lab will be more complicated and more time, takes more time. So try to do the practice whenever the completion of the class, sit down at night or whenever having leisure time, take your time and try to do the practice at the same day. Don't do postpone. If you do the postpone, then you will have a problem with you. You can't understand the what are the upcoming services. Understand?
Okay, sir.
Okay?
Okay.
Hello? Okay?
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Okay.
Any doubts today's class? Please ask me any doubts today's class.
అట్లా సార్ క్లియర్గా నన్ను ఒకసారి నేను ప్రాక్టీస్ చేస్తాను ఈరోజు.
Brother?
ఓకే సార్.
Hello?
హలో. ప్రస్తుతానికి క్లియర్గా ఉంది సార్, ఈరోజు ప్రాక్టీస్
ఒకసారి
చేస్తాను.
మీరు ప్రాక్టీస్ చేసుకోవడం అంతా.
ఓకే ఓకే సార్. ఓకే సార్, షూర్ షూర్.
ఇదంతా ప్రాక్టీస్ చేయడంలో ఉందంతా, అంతా మీ చేతిలో ఉంది. ప్రాక్టీస్ చేయండి. వీడియో కూడా పంపిస్తాను కదా, ఈజీగా ఉంటుంది, మీరు చేసుకోండి.
ఓకే సార్, షూర్ షూర్.
So tomorrow we'll see the other service called EBS. Try to log in is every day. If you have office problem, no problem. But so if you have we are covered only 7th class up to now. So from I think you are joined at first second. You joined at second. So we started our classes at the day this month of 2nd date. Right now it is the 15th date. We had only covered 7 days of classes. So if you go for this much of pace, it will take 5 months. Understood?
Okay, okay,
So
sir.
it's not feasible for me also, for you also. Okay? Try
Okay,
to do
sir.
one.
Okay,
Do one
okay.
thing. You have any leisure time like any other time like evening 7 o'clock like that? If I have any leisure time, can I ask you that to log in that time?
లీజర్
log in అవచ్చా?
లీజర్ ఉండదు సార్. అంటే నాకు ఆఫీస్ మధ్యాహ్నం 12 నుంచి నైట్ 10-11 అయిపోతుంది అనమాట, అందుకని.
వెరీ డిఫికల్ట్. ఓకేలేండి, మీరు ఇప్పుడే చేసుకోవాలి, ప్రాక్టీస్ చేసుకున్నా. మళ్ళీ 11 తర్వాత ఇంకేం చేస్తే తిని నిద్రపోవడమే కదా ఇంకా.
అదే సార్.
ఇప్పుడే
లాస్ట్
చేసుకోవాలి.
2 డేస్ అసలు ఈ ప్రొడక్షన్ ఇష్యూస్ అసలు టైం కూడా దొరకలేదు సార్.
ఏంది
సాటర్‌డే,
ఓఎఫ్‌సి
సండే
ఇష్యూ
మొత్తం
అంటే ఏంది? ఫైబర్ కేబుల్ ప్రాబ్లమా?
లేదు సార్. అప్లికేషన్ ఒకటి కొత్త వెర్షన్ అప్‌గ్రేడ్ చేసి డిప్లాయ్ చేసాం.
ఆ!
అది ప్రొడక్షన్ రిలీజ్‌కెళ్ళేసరికి ఫెయిల్ అయిపోయిందనమాట.
ఓకే.
సో, దానికి తోడేంటంటే మళ్ళీ వెండర్‌ని కూర్చోబెట్టి అతని
అది
అవైలబిలిటీ
ఏ
కొంచెం కష్టమే.
అప్లికేషన్ అది? ఎలా డెవలప్ చేశారు? ఇది మన అజూర్ పైప్‌లైనా? లేకుంటే ఏ పైప్‌లైన్ యూజ్ చేశారు?
అజూరే సార్. అజూరే.
అజూర్ పైప్‌లైనా? మరి
ఆ!
ఇదెందుకు నేర్చుకుంటారు మీరు ఏడబ్ల్యూఎస్?
అందులో నాకు ఫుల్లు ఉండదు సార్ నాకు.
ఆ!
ఆ! మనది ఓన్లీ ఏంటంటే బ్యాక్ ఎండ్ వర్కే అనమాట అక్కడ.
ఓకే.
సో,
ఓకే.
అది వేరే టీమ్ చేస్తారు. కానీ అప్లికేషన్ మేము సపోర్ట్ చేస్తున్నాం కాబట్టి
హుహుహు.
దానికని చెప్పేసి మమ్మల్ని కూర్చోబెట్టారింక.
ఇక్కడ మనకి పైప్‌లైన్ వేరు వేరుగుంటది. అంటే డిపెండింగ్ అపాన్ ఓపెన్ సోర్స్ ఇప్పుడు మైక్రోసాఫ్ట్ అంటే అజూర్ పైప్‌లైన్ యూజ్ చేస్తారు వాళ్ళు.
అవును.
ఓకేనండి. ఓకే. టుమారో విల్ సీ.
ఓకే. ఓకే సార్. ఓకే.